Welcome back to our English class once again. In the previous class, we have got a little bit introduction, or you can say the introduction of the poet and the background of the poem, like why the poet has written this poem, what is actually in his mind when he was writing this poem. Now we come back to our main title of the poem, A Little Grain of Gold. Before ending the class, I have written in the bold letter over here, be able to give if you want to take something. Okay, be ready to give something to the other persons, then you can definitely get it back. Now here, the first stanza of the poem, this one I am going to read it out, and wherever we find the difficult words, I have written already the meanings, so we'll check the meanings. I had gone, actually this poem is written by keeping in mind the beggar. So here the narrator is the beggar. Okay, according to poet has not discussed only about the good persons and the best persons and the rich class, but he actually has taken one of the person who is the belonging to the lowest strata of the society, and what he is the beggar. So what he has written here is that I had gone, the beggar is saying, beggar had gone a begging from door to door in the village path. That means how the beggars normally, I am talking about the real ones, those who are poverty stricken, those who cannot able to earn from any other means. So they like crippled ones, or really the ones those who are very much destitutes, so they would have to go for the begging. So how they beg? From the morning till the evening, door to door in the village. So this beggar was in the village, so he was gone from door to door, and in the village he asked the people to give the alms to him. When? That means near to the end of the day, the whole day he begged. When thy golden chariot appeared in the distance. When thy means here your. Thy, it is actually used in the ancient English. It is known as archaic English. When Shakespeare, William Wordsworth, William Blake, these type of the English writers or poets, they use always the archaic English. That means original English at those time, very difficult to understand. So it is actually thy means your. So he has written here is that when thy golden chariot, your golden chariot. Chariot means an open vehicle pulled by the horses. So when thy golden chariot appeared, whose golden chariot? We have to find it out. We'll get a quick recap, like the beggar has gone for the begging from door to door in the village, and at the end of the day, near to end of the day, when he was getting tired, he found one of the golden chariot in front of him. Your golden chariot, your golden chariot. In the distance, that means far off. Like from the distance, he can able to see that, okay, there is a golden chariot just appearing like a dream. Like a dream. Maybe you have seen in the movies, in the dramas and all, like white fumes comes out, and in that suddenly a golden chariot or with the horses and all could be appeared. The kings would be sitting into that. It shows the dreamy sequence. Okay, by showing the fumes and all, the white smoke, you immediately understood, okay, this is a dream sequence. So it had happened with the beggar. What he found? He found the golden chariot, like a gorgeous dream. And I wondered, who is the king of all kings? Okay, so when that golden chariot appeared, he saw one of the person on that chariot, and actually he was wondering who was the person over there, who is the king of all kings. Here what does it mean? King of all kings means the God. King of all kings is no one else but God. So now whose golden chariot appeared? God's. So when the beggar was tired, he saw in a dreamy sequence, like when he was standing, suddenly one of the golden chariot appeared in front of him, and on the golden chariot he found the God standing there. Okay. So that was the first stanza. Each and every word's meaning you have to understand, because when you have to write down the annotations, if you understood the poem and the stanzas clearly, properly with the meanings, when you can able to get the difficult words meanings easily, it is very easy for you to frame the answer and frame the annotation. Okay. Now, so what happened? When he saw the God appearing in front of him in the golden chariot, what he got an idea? My hopes rose high. Means hopes. He got that idea, like, okay, now I got God in front of me, so I can get anything. His hopes rose high, and me thought, me means he himself, the beggar, has thought, my evil days were at an end. Evil days means bad days. Evil days, bad days. So bad days are going to end now. He thought that now my God is in front of me, so obviously my evil days, bad days or poverty stricken days are going to end. And I stood waiting for alms. And I stood waiting for alms. So wherever he was there, he stood and he started actually waiting for the alms, because he is a beggar. Obviously he want to get something. So, and when he thought that God is in front of him, so definitely he could get better alms. Alms means money, clothes, etc. given to the poor people. Normally every time we take out the leftover dresses, or sometimes the things, sometimes the money given to the needy people in form of charity. That charity is also known as alms. Here remember it out, L is silent. Alms. One more alms is there, ARMS. That is different. That is your hand. Okay, from that side, alms. This is what? Money, clothes, etc. Okay, given to the poor people. Now I stood waiting for alms to be given unasked. Because with the human beings, he asks. Door to door he goes and he asks the human beings to give him something. But with the God, is it necessary to ask? No. So he thought, where is the need to ask? And he wanted God to give him the alms without asking. Unasked means without asking. And for wealth, money or jewelry, whatever the God want to give, is scattered on all sides in the dust. What he wanted? Wealth is scattered on all sides in the dust. Scattered means dropping into different directions. So here he is not talking only about the dust, it is about actually the earth. Okay, this is the earth. Dust, nothing is else but it is a earth. So he is believing that whatever it is scattered on all sides in the earth, he wanted that thing. And why not? Because in front of him there is not any human being, any selfish human being. In front of him it is the God. So what is the actual need of the man here, the beggar? He wanted the wealth. He wanted total wealth, whatever it is there in the world, to be get by him. Now we will get a quick recap. A Little Grain of Gold by Rabindranath Tagore. We have started first stanza and as well as got the explanation of the second stanza. In the first stanza, what happened? The beggar has gone for begging, and it is narration by the beggar himself. He has gone for begging, and he from door to door in the whole village. At the end of the day, what he found? Like a dreamy sequence, he found a golden chariot appearing in front of him, and on the golden chariot he found the God, King of all kings. So without talking or without discussing or without having anything, suddenly his expectations or his hopes have risen up, and he thought that God would give me all the wealth on the earth without asking. This shows that in the previous class I discussed about that greedy and selfish nature of human being. These lines are showing the same thing here. I stood waiting for alms to be given unasked, and wealth is scattered on all sides in the dust. So just like imagine it out how much greedy he has become, because he has thought that in front of me God is there. So like you must have seen in many of the cartoon movies and all, where the genie would be there, and if you rub the lamp, you'll get a genie out, Aladdin's lamp, and the genie would do all the favors, whatever you ask for, your wishes would be granted. Okay, so every human being had actually a lasting wish, or you can say desire in themselves, that they wanted every wish to be fulfilled. So now, because for beggar money is more important, because the whole day he was taking the rounds but he was not getting that much amount what he needed. So what he decided, what he thought for, as soon as he got a chance to meet God, he immediately thought to get the whole wealth in the world. That is the, you can say, epitome of selfishness, the highest level of selfishness and greediness. He wanted everything for himself. Fine. I hope you have understood here the most important meanings I have written. So check it out please, and by the time don't forget it out. In the next class we'll continue the explanation of this poem. By the time, have a nice day.